Hello, Gemini. Welcome to or welcome back to Marion K. Tarot. Hope you're well. This is going to be your June 2025 reading, whether you are a Gemini Sun, Moon, Ascendant, and any other placement, to be honest. We will be taking a look at the energies just coming towards you, general energies. If there's anything more specific, then obviously I will go into that. But do bear in mind it is a general reading, Gemini. Okay, so happy birthday season, Gemini. I hope you are all having a fabulous time. I'm sure you are. Let's be honest, because you do tend to enjoy yourselves. And that's why I love yous. So this month what we're doing is we're going to be pulling a card from the Oracle of Victorian Symbols and Gothic Tales. And then we're going to be using the Well Done Known Pocket Edition. And I've been using this and I'm loving it, to be perfectly honest. I've always had a bit of a strange relationship with the Wild Unknown, because there's a couple of cards in the deck that I find particularly challenging, the imagery, and it's actually two cards that are related to you, the 9 and 10 of Swords. So I do find them kind of hard, so hopefully they don't come out, but if they do, I've got plenty of crystals bobbing about here, and I will endeavour to cover up the harsher parts. Okay, so let's get stuck into this, Gemini. Let's see, let's get an oracle card for you. Right, okay, right. Perseverance. And here we have a woodpecker here. Now I'm just wondering, are woodpeckers present in most places in the world? I'm not too sure. I think they are, but that's just a side quest in my part. Just ignore that. But what the message of the card it feels like is, there's something that you really need to persevere through, and what's happening is, we've got the number 45 for the card, and that adds up to 9. And 9 in numerology, it's towards the end. It's like the last full number, and it talks about endings. And it's weird because before I noticed the number, I was feeling like, Jupiter being in your sign for the last year, it's now going to be moving into Cancer and during June. And it's a funny thing, because for Geminis, everybody loves to see Jupiter in their sign. But Jupiter is what we call in its detriment in Gemini, because traditionally it's the ruler of Sagittarius, and that's your opposite sign. So when a planet that rules the opposite sign is in there, then it's said to be in its fall or detriment. So even though Jupiter is known as a lucky planet, it's more to do with the expansion of things. So if you're having this streak of good luck and you have a fortunate Jupiter transit, then it's going to increase that good luck. But if things have been a bit more challenging, then it's going to exacerbate that, So I think for some of you, there has been that feeling over the last year, and you maybe feel kind of relieved that Jupiter is leaving Gemini. You're then going to be welcoming in Uranus, which is not as scary for you as it was for Taurus 7-8 years ago, let me assure you, because you're far more mutable. You're a mutable air sign. So it's a lot easier for you to adapt and change and welcome in big changes, and it certainly will be big changes. But this perseverance here, it's like keep on keeping on. Don't give up hope, Gemini. If you're going through a challenging time, it does feel like there will be kind of easier energy coming ahead for you. Okay, but just keep tapping away in that tree. So let's have a wee look and see what's happening with Gemini in general. What has the tarot got to say for itself? I'm sorry if there's you can hear those noises. I've got my windows closed, Gemini, but it's very loud out in my street today. There is lots of traffic, and I live in a pretty quiet street, so there's not usually that much traffic, so my apologies if you can hear that. Hopefully you can't. Right, let's see. Give some cards, please, for Gemini for June 2025, please. Okay. We have got the Hierophant, the Four of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, we've got the Mother of Pentacles, we've got the Ace of Wands, we love that, right in the middle, Gemini, eh? We have got the Seven of Wands, we've got the Magician, we've got the Nine of Pentacles, and we have got the Daughter of Swords, which is the Page of Swords. Oops, couldn't have done that if I tried. There we are. And at the bottom of the deck, we have got the Five of Wands. Okay, so let me just make sure that I have got everything in the camera lens that you're able to see all the cards. Let's push it up a wee bit more. Because I know you, Gemini, you like to see every single party, every single thing with your inquisitive minds. There we go, perfect. So, where am I looking to start? Where is my focus being drawn to with these cards? And you know what's immediately drawn my attention, Gemini, is this Magician. Which makes sense, you know, because the Magician's Mercury, and Mercury is your ruling planet. You know, that's why you're so quick-witted, and you speak so well and you communicate so well. Now, there is not too many things that have been challenging. Or there isn't going to be too many things that are challenging. And there's certainly nothing that you cannot overcome. Okay, Gemini, the fact that we've got the Five of Wands at the bottom of the deck, I am so happy to see it there, because it can be either the underlying energy of the entire month, or it can be the energy that is as far away from you as possible. But I really like that Five of Wands imagery because it isn't really conflicting. You know, traditionally the Five of Wands would be five people like hitting each other or hitting sticks off each other, you know, but this one, because there's no people in it, because there's no even any animals, etc. in it, the sticks are just, the wands are just lying there. You know, they're neither being used for good or not good, you know, they're just there, they're neutral. And I think that is quite an interesting position for you to be in, Gemini. You know, I think that at times, because of your duality, there's this oh well, you need to be one way or you need to be another way, you know, you need to pick this side or that side, and you really just don't necessarily want to. You know, it's kind of like, well, can I not just be in the middle? You know, because you maybe like people with that friend group, and that friend group's not talking to that friend group, but you're still talking to both of the friend groups, you know, and it's like there's maybe pressure on you to kind of pick a side, and you're like, oh, I really don't want to, you know, I just want to be friends with everybody. And I think if it's something like that, not necessarily like a friend group, you know, but if you're in a situation where somebody's asking you to, you know, make a decision, in the fact that, you know, pick a side, well, you really don't want to. You want to be the one in the middle. And I think that's your gift. That's your gift, Gemini. You're able to see both sides and you're able to argue both sides of the argument, if that's the case. But what's really interesting is the magician is sitting there, and it's like, it's kind of the leopard, it's kind of looking back here at the Six of Pentacles. And it feels, as part of that story, it feels, you have been there offering assistance, because remember, the magician, well, we could say you, Gemini, you have got all the tools, so you understand how to do a lot of things. So if people have came asking you for help, asking you for assistance, and you've maybe given your time up and said, right, here's how you can help yourself, or here's how I can help you. And then it's sort of been, no, I don't want to say it's fallen in deaf ears, but for some of you, this is coming through quite strongly, where for some of you, you have offered assistance after being asked. So it's like somebody's come up and says, right, hey Gemini, I have got XYZ problem and I would really like your help because I think you're the person who can help me. And you've taken time out and you says, yeah, sure, I'll help you, blah, blah, blah. But then what's happened is, for some reason, it's as if they've either taken your advice and ran with it. But I think even for some of you, it's as if they've taken your advice and then passed it off as their own. Now, I know this is quite obviously specific, and it'll probably not be for every Gemini watching this, obviously, but that's what it feels like. It's not even necessarily a betrayal. It's like it's almost like being blindsided. And that's what's coming through, and that kind of, and now you're in this position, well, what the hell just happened there? It's like you're thinking, oh, sure, I'll help. And, Gemini, with the greatest respect in the world, right? Because please understand, I love Geminis dearly, I really do. But it's as if you've let your mouth run away with you because you get so excited and so, enthusiastic about this person's thing. Say, for instance, a business or something, or it's a piece of work, and you get so excited and you've gave more than you necessarily intended to, and then all of a sudden it's like this person is now like passing this off as their own. And you're seeing like their ideas, or the thing coming to fruition, you're like really happy and you're looking at it, and then it's like, oh, did they copy me? Is that what I said? There's this feeling of kind of a debating and not quite knowing what's happened. It's like that's what it feels like. Now, if you've not experienced that, then please, don't kind of go about looking to see that somebody in your circle's going to betray you, but just be aware, Gemini, I would say. Be aware of what it is you bring to the table, and be very concise in your either your presentation of something, or or how you share your knowledge. Okay, so that's coming through, and I think that the Seven of Wands speaks to that as well, because it feels like, there you are, Gemini. You're this bright light in the darkness, just bright light enthusiasm. And then these are the other people round about you. And traditionally this card talks about defending the things that we're passionate about. But for me, what it is, it's like these other individuals, they're trying to not even steal your light. It's just as if like trying to completely ignore the fact that your light exists, and you're not going to allow that to happen, Gemini. Even if it's like I've got this vision of some of you like barging into a conference room. Don't barge into a conference room. Just just saying. But you know, it's that kind of energy where it's like you're bursting in and saying, well, actually, this was my idea and they stole it. You know, I've got that vision and I'm just like, oh my goodness. But what it feels like really is the fact that you right here at the centre of your spread is the Ace of Wands. Okay, you have got that initiatory energy. You are the brightest of sparks, Gemini. You know, when it's a wonderful thing to see when a Gemini bursts into, you know, excitement and an idea is forming in your head. You know, you can see it. It plays out in your face and it's wonderful, you know, in your entire energy and like an enthusiasm that you show for things, you know, that can never be dimmed, right? Nobody can steal that from you. And if there is situations going on in your life where, whether it is a work colleague, a friend, a partner, you know, where you feel like there is somebody trying to dip pure enthusiasm, dip pure light, please remember that they cannot do that, Gemini, because you are always there under the surface. Okay, it's like if you are in a situation right now where there's somebody who has got a more kind of dominant energy than you, and you're feeling a bit kind of like, oh, I don't know if I should do this, or I don't know like what the situation is, blah blah blah. Find a work around it. And you could even reach out to somebody reach out to an earth sign, you know, because like you've got the Mother of Pentacles here, that's Capricorn energy. You've got Hierophant, Taurus energy. You've got the Four of Pentacles, that's Capricorn energy. And then you have got the Nine of Pentacles, and that is Virgo energy. You know, so it's like this whole wee corner here of the spread. It's like they're like your kind of a defences. And if it is something to do with business, then, you know, they're the people to go and speak to. You know, it's like there's a reason why the majority of people that work in finance, especially accountancy, that sort of thing, are have very strong earth sign placements. You know, either earth sign or Venusian placements, and that's the reason why, you know, there's a steadiness to them. And if you're feeling like a wee bit off kilter, then reach out to some earth signs. I mean, I don't know. If you don't know any earth signs and you're watching this, then let me be your earth sign, okay? I'm a Taurus, so I'll do that for you, right? I'll look after you. But yeah, Gemini, what to do is remember that you are vitally important to whatever endeavour that you are involved in. You have got a voice, and it should be heard, you know. And if you're not feeling heard, then I suggest you have a wee conversation with your multiple personalities, Gemini, and sort out where you need to be and what you need to do. Okay, that's what I think. That's what I think would be the good thing to do. It would make sense. It would be sensible. Yeah, whatever you're working on, whatever you're seeing through, it's going to be really quite spectacular, Gemini. You know, it's almost like the world isn't quite ready for what you have got planned. But you need good people around you to make it happen. And you need to kind of remember that you cannot do all things all the time and be all things to all people. So make sure you've got a good team behind you. Okay, Gemini, that is what I have for you this month. You can catch up with the weekly readings every Sunday night. If you want to reach out for a personal reading, get yourself a birthday treat, then the links are in the box below. You can go to my website, book yourself in for a consultation with me, And yeah, have a beautiful birthday month. Enjoy all the spotlights being shone on you, and I will see you again soon. Okay, bye bye.